and I have the one, the only, Naomi. Naomi is in the building. Naomi Elim. She's the author, and she's got an amazing book called Become Light. Karibu sana, Naomi.
Thank you so much, Keo.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's amazing to be here.
I know, I've been looking forward to this conversation.
Me too.
I love engaging with authors, to be honest, especially storytellers, poets. But I know you also do a lot more.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know you, maybe you can just give us a, breakdown of some of the things that you do.
Yeah.
Why you like doing what you do.
Amazing. My name is Naomi Elim,
Yeah.
and I'm a poet.
Nice.
I'm a storyteller, and I'm an author, and probably the newest author in town, because this just came out the other day.
Yeah.
And alongside that, I work as a legal researcher, and I'm also a student, and I'm doing my master's in social justice and community action at the University of Edinburgh.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So you said you just got into this whole story of writing.
Yes, this is my first book.
Oh,
I have been performing over the years, but this is my very first book.
So when did you actually write this?
Well, this is actually, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I only published 2 weeks ago.
What?
And I have actually been writing since my childhood. But what sparked this desire of actually publishing the book was from a program I went through under the Kenya National Theatre in 2023. So I felt like I'll have to gather all my collection of poems and put them together in a book.
Yeah.
So we can talk of 4 or 5 years of writing.
Right.
Yes.
That's amazing. And it's got an amazing cover, Becoming the Light. Why did you pick this as the title of the book?
This is actually from way back, because over time I've felt like my life has been more of becoming. I have never gotten to a point where I'm stuck, and now I feel like this is enough, and this is where this is the farthest I can go, or maybe this is the least I can do. So it has always been becoming, and it has always been better and better.
Right.
So I felt like in everything, then I've always become light.
Yeah.
And the experiences I've gone through, the human normal experiences people go through, and they actually overcome them.
Yeah.
Then that to me is light. So as poet, you cannot go directly and just put a word there, and sometimes it has to have a meaning. And for me, I am more of visual. Emotions has to be there, the feelings, and so I felt like light was more of resemblance of hope, faith, courage, and the becoming part.
That's amazing. So when I read the profile, you're talking about becoming light is a journey of resilience, faith, healing through these poems. Because first of all, this book is a collection of poems.
Yes.
So you're saying through these poems, Naomi Elim gathers fragments of love, hope, transformation, and grief, weaving them into a fabric of strength. From personal reflections to collective struggles, her words shine through silence, reminds us that even in darkness, the human spirit is capable of glowing, rising, and becoming light. When I read these words, it kind of also reminds me of my personal story. Obviously, I've been through stuff just like many people.
Yeah.
And, I never saw myself, getting a sense of confidence, even confidence to do what I do, communicating to people and sharing stories and perspectives.
Yes.
And importantly, I never thought I'd ever have a sense of peace, especially at a time when there was so much chaos in my life. So maybe as a conversation starter, you can pick a piece that you did over here, one of your favorites, or should I say impactful ones. You can read for us, and then we can try and make sense of it.
Very well. I'll read a piece here that has always worked with me, and it's After a Fall. It's in page 13.
Okay.
It has always been a reminder to me that whatever I'm going through, every phase of life, there's always something positive at the end of it. And at the end of it all, however grievous it is or bad, there is always something better at the end.
Yeah.
So I'll just read After a Fall. There is beauty in my scars. Today I am showing up. I am unleashing that which burns in me. Behold, my sparks are bright. There is an art in a broken pot, the golden streaks on my back, the beautiful embroidery in my stitches. Behold, my fall made me strong. There is a light in a leaking roof. In my dark moments, I saw the moon. The resplendence of the sky. Behold, my night has dawned.
Beautiful. After a fall. I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
So, what does this mean? What does this piece mean exactly?
To me, this piece has always been something that I can fall back to, because I really have gone through a lot of experiences, and one of it I can mention is the loss, or when my dad passed on.
Yeah.
It was a very hard moment for us to even come to agreement or face the truth that this has actually happened. So I felt like it was impossible for us to move on and to actually continue with our lives normally.
Like as a family?
As a family. My mom was devastated. My siblings were devastated because he was really our guiding light. But things happen and we do not have control all the time. So this piece has actually moved with me through those periods, alongside other periods that I've gone through challenging times.
Yeah.
So I always feel like even after having scars, after going through fire, for example, and you have all these scars, there's beauty in it. There's a story you can share, and you can actually empower someone and inspire someone to come out of the darkness that they're in and come to the light or become light.
I think it's amazing how you put it, because, in most cases, people usually try and hide their scars.
Yeah.
We try and hide some of the broken parts of our lives and act like, nothing is bad. We try and some of us are even ashamed of our very dark pasts.
Yes.
Why do you think that's the case for most folks out here?
I feel like most of us tend to hide the darkest part because we feel like we're the only ones going through that. Whereas I believe this is human nature.
Right.
We are all on this journey, and anything will happen or can happen at any time.
Yeah.
If it has not yet happened, then it will happen. So we tend to hide, feeling like nobody has ever gone through this.
Yeah.
And we also feel the vulnerability of sharing maybe exposes us to judgment and to all this that can happen in the normal world. So I feel like that is the main issue.
Yeah. It's amazing. So when you look back at obviously some of the things that you've gone through, especially this moment of writing this book, because I think it's such an achievement. Shout outs to you.
Thank you.
Do you feel like you've healed? Do you think you're at a stage where you can actually look back and say, I've evolved as a person, I'm a stronger version of myself due to all the things that I've gone through, and maybe even through your work, like the art, storytelling, poetry, writing,
Yes.
You've also learned a few things about yourself, and I'm curious to know some of those things that you've also learned about yourself.
Absolutely. That is very well put. This book has actually been my manual. It has literally been my manual to healing through everything that I have gone through. It has actually been a light to me. It is something that have walked with me through the path and the journey. And I feel like I think this is the key issue I've learned, or something I've learned about myself while writing and while coming up with this art. I am resilient.
Nice.
I feel like this is one trait that I can put out there and it will stand and speak for me, because indeed I have gone through a lot. But getting even to this stage and actually writing a book and putting it out there, it has not been easy. And even getting to this platform right here, it has not been an easy feat. But I feel like resilience has been a part of me. And to a bigger extent, this is a part of even my community because of the challenges we are going through as the Turkana community.
Right.
So, and over, we keep rising. We keep doing, we keep pushing. So I feel like resilience will be the main thing I've learned about myself.
That's amazing. There's another piece here called Teach Me, Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, where you say, teach me, Lord, for my life is not my own. Guide me, for alone I'm a fool. Counsel me like a king seeks the counsel of his wise elders. I beseech thee, show me, I implore thee. My ignorance is deep, and my days loom in gloom. Lead me, for thorns overrun. Every path I take, nettles and brambles make strongholds. In all my ways, steady rock, keep me safe. Make me a fortified city, a tall citadel, that my enemies remain blind to it. I'm curious, by the way. How has your relationship been with, of course, God, your faith, your spiritual life, and how has it helped you navigate this life?
Amazing. This is actually one of my favorite pieces. Anytime I need to pray, anytime I need to connect with God, I feel like, poetry is not just words, it is healing. Poetry is prayer. I actually attended one workshop last year that the title was Poetry as Prayer, because it's actually prayer. So in this piece, it really shows that I do not rely on my own strength or anybody's strength. In fact, I come from a family where you will not know people. There are no godfathers or anywhere out there. So we purely rely on God and your own abilities. So this piece right here is where I just ask God, because I may not know what lies ahead. I may not know my potential, whether I'm able to do this or not. But then I fall back to God and ask for counsel. I ask for God to teach me and to lead me and to actually bring me somewhere I'm able to become light.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Something I also relate with, and I'm sure many people do. Kwanzaa, in Kenya these days, they say we're going through some sort of apathy. The psyche of the nation, you can tell people, I don't want to say they're angry, but they're a bit sad. We have depression going on. Maybe it's because of the economy.
Yes.
People are going through a lot of things in their own personal lives.
Yeah.
So when it comes to spirituality, it's a deep, deep part of the Kenyan experience.
It is.
And of course, you've heard, we have the one and only Naomi Elim. She's the author of an amazing book. It's called Becoming Light. It's a collection of poems. And, we're just trying to review some of these poems and have conversations about art, storytelling, and writing. Karibu tena, Naomi.
Thank you so much.
So let me ask you something, Naomi.
Yeah.
When it comes to poetry, because I've hosted a bunch of poets in the country, and by the way, this is an industry that's aggressively growing.
Yes.
I really love it.
Absolutely.
And, the thing about poetry, I feel like it has an element of obviously your personal life, your own reflections.
Yes.
And then societal observations, you make it's almost as if you make societal commentary.
Yeah.
And sometimes you also speculate, just, you imagine things, right?
Yeah.
How do you balance all these things, right? As a poet, how do you make sure that you make sense of stuff for the audience?
Yes.
Yeah, because I can imagine sometimes you get inspiration to write about pretty much anything, right?
Yeah.
So how do you balance all these things, especially as a, social justice advocate?
Amazing. Thank you so much. That is actually very true. Poets write from inspiration, kicks from all areas.
Yeah.
You can write pretty much about anything and everything. But for me, most of the time, I do not have a schedule as to when I write.
Oh, interesting.
But inspiration kicks anytime when I'm on my way to work, when I am seated somewhere, when I'm meditating, when I'm praying, in the shower. This time I'm getting inspiration, and it's now time to write. Most of the time we write about our personal experiences, and that is what I do almost most of the time. Other times I write about social issues and what is happening in my world, in my current world. And as a social justice advocate, because I have seen what is happening out there, I have gone through these issues in my life, and I just get to write about them as well, and also about all these things that come to mind. If you want maybe an equal society, and this is not happening at the moment, you can write about it. And there's just a way that words have a way of taking that away from your thoughts, away from disturbing you. So I strike a balance between writing about myself, the social justice issues and what is happening in the world right now, and also other things. But most of the time I have found myself driven more to write about my personal experiences those experiences that I'm observing around me. For example, in my book, there's a blend of all that, my personal experiences as well as those that are happening in the society.
The biggest conversation right now in Kenya is they keep on talking about how we are in a revolutionary space.
Yes.
Whether it's mental, whether it's political, who knows, right?
Exactly.
What do you think this word actually means in the context of course, Kenya and this specific time of our lives as a people?
Yes.
Being revolutionary, right?
Yes.
What does that mean?
I feel like this is actually coming out of the comfort zone, facing issues as they are, looking at what is happening and actually speaking about it, giving a voice to the voiceless, being there. You see, right now there's a lot that is happening politically, economically. A lot of Kenyans are not doing well. People are going through tough times, and these are things that I feel like poetry can put a word to it.
Right.
Poetry can speak for that, because poetry can also be used as for activism. You do not need to say everything in black and white.
Right.
There is a way you can pass that around, and it can actually, people can receive that, and action can be taken.
Right.
Poetry can be a call to action. It can actually be a medium over which people can express their concerns. And that is what I've actually done in some of my pieces. I have actually included events that are unfolding in our country. And maybe sometimes you feel like this is not the best way to do it, but again, word is there. Poetry is immortal. It will be there years and decades to come. So I feel like it's one way of actually putting word out there and standing for what is happening and standing for justice.
Brilliant. When when I read some of your work, they can be very emotional. And they can touch people in places where they probably never expected to, touch. Like it can put your heart on your sleeve when you read them. And I remember I was a couple of weeks ago. I was watching this guy called Ed Milet. Ed is an amazing business person, and he's very big on matters of faith, resilience, and matters to do with the heart and just in whatever, you know what I mean? So he keeps on talking about how when you engage with people, it's also good to validate them and compliment them. Just like, how parents usually, when we were young, they usually tell us, Naomi, you're very good at sports. Amma, you're very good at writing. But at a certain age, those compliments tend to fade away, especially when you're in the real world. So when you're out here engaging with people who read your work, do you think you're sort of validating them, by reminding them what they are capable of, by reminding them that they have light in them? Do you feel like that could also be part of do you think that's part of your purpose for, engaging in some of the work that you do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll actually put it this way. If I had not had anything or anybody to point me to my light or to inspire me and to actually affirm me that this is possible, and Naomi, you're doing very well in this, and I feel like you can do even better. Go ahead and go and do this. For sure, I do not think in my wildest dreams that I could have been this far.
Interesting.
So I believe part of this, and probably the biggest part is actually reminding people that there is light within you, and no matter which circumstances are happening, no matter how you feel that you are not able, you actually are able, and you just need to look within and to awaken your light and to actually go out there and do what you need to do.
Exactly.
Because I also remember from my childhood time, what actually I feel like inspired me even to get to this point was my father. Even though they had not gone to school, they saw the sense of taking us to school and ensuring that we actually get an education. We used to live in these wooden houses, and most of them, I would call them wall decor in real life, or right now, I would say those were wall decors. But there were newspapers plastered across all the walls or on the walls. And so every time I'd wake up and sleep while reading newspapers.
Interesting.
My dad would come with newspapers and I would read. So I've actually been introduced to newspapers before TV.
Nice.
And before radio. Before
because they were always around you.
They were always around me.
Amazing.
And interestingly, I would go to my friend's house, a relative's house, and there were newspapers in their houses. So right now, I understand that they had limited finances to actually decorate the walls, and that is why they had to do that. But now I come again to realize that one reached not me reading the newspapers, and actually, interestingly, Carol Mandy came every time I'd see her and her beautiful small photograph, and I'll see by Carol Mundy.
Yeah,
everything that I will read, the columns that I will read. Now I realize there are those. But that time I did not know what was happening, and I was like, "This is amazing."
Right,
I was curious to see why people are writing. Why is everyone writing? Like, why do we have all these writings on the walls? And that actually made me write. In the smallest ways, I kept on writing, but my dad would try to read and say, "This is amazing, you're doing well." And this was actually nurtured again through my high school, and even now. There are people who actually tell me, "You're doing very well and you should continue doing it." So I feel like it is the same way I can go ahead and empower and inspire that you have the light within you.
It's such a powerful thing that you're doing, because let me tell you, when you don't, there is nothing as amazing as somebody who sees your potential and keeps on telling you that, you know what, you have light within you, you're great, nini. Our parents really did it well, but you know, the people who never even grew up with their own parents, they're out here in the world. The only thing that they engage with is negative news on social media, on TV, nini, you know, doom and gloom. So I feel so sorry for people, and I think you're being so resourceful to the country when you take your time to actually enlighten Kenyans at a time when things are so all over the place. And you know, what has been the hardest poem for you to write from in this collection?
Oh my God!
And why?
I don't know which one to pick, but I have one poem here. And
maybe you can read it for us.
I can read it for you, and I can maybe comment a little bit about it. This poem, bringing you back to my childhood. I'm coming from a large family. We are many siblings, and you find that I am among the older siblings. So I'm taking care of my younger siblings and my mom at the moment. So this poem has always, I felt like I needed to write it for me, as much as I keep hearing from my siblings the same words, but I felt like writing for me was good, because there was a lot of pressure, and there still is a lot of pressure because of what the country is in right now. And when you have, again, other people looking up to you, yourself, you're having your own challenges, now it becomes a very tough situation. And this is what I've been grappling with over the years, because I started this like way back. So it's almost as if you had to grow up when you were very young. You had to act like an adult from the get-go. Absolutely. Oh wow, look at that. You have really put it well, because mostly I say that I have over 15 years of experience, because I started working when I was way young. And in real sense, I just have less than 5. But I have had to grow up very quickly, because I had to take up the role of being a parent, and that is actually even what I'm doing right now. Wow. So this poem was the hardest because of that reason, and I'll go ahead and read it. Okay. So it's on which page? It's in page 45. Okay, awesome. Dear sibling. I'll read it. Dear sibling, I see you in the shadows. There you stand, strong and tall, bearing burdens, breaking barriers, catching them when they fall. Them under embrace, their dreams are yours to chase. Go on, pave brighter days, the future is on your face. The weight you carry, immense, you often wish for rest. But deep within, a burning fire, a love, a quest, you are the key. Unchain them, unlock that destiny. The guide, their steady hand in life's vast and raging sea. Through sweat and tears, you lead, need must cease. You sacrifice, their greatest gift, leave a legacy of peace. For you are strong and bold, your journey will unfold. Shatter cycles, build hope, watch your story be retold. Keep the faith, endure, one day you will see the seeds you sow becoming bright and free. Forge paths to vivid days where love and fortune align. You are the stars that guide through darkness to sunshine. Rise above, step and stride, be resilient and true. Wisdom and courage, your shield, nothing you can't do. Siblings love, family bonds, shape the world we see. Dear, keep your head high, your strength will set all free. It's beautiful.
There's a day we were talking with my former co-host.
Yes.
Shout out to Nyla.
Yeah.
We're talking about how there are many Kenyans, especially firstborns,
Yes.
who've had to play the role of parent,
Yeah.
and at the same time they've had to parent themselves. Maybe because the parents are not there,
Yeah.
but mostly they're not there in the sense that they had to work jobs the whole time. So them, they were in the house doing all these other jobs in Nini.
Yeah.
Some maybe the parents passed on.
Yeah.
I'm curious, with this experience that you've had,
Yes.
raising your family from a very young age and being
Yeah.
responsible in Nini, did you feel like you missed a certain part of your childhood, and maybe that's affecting how you perceive the world right now?
Absolutely. Very right. Because what happens when a child goes to do laundry for people? What happens when a child babysits for the whole day? What happens when a child follows their mother to the farms? Then they're not playing, they're not interacting with kids, they are not identifying what they're able to do. They're not having enough time to actually be a child. So that is very true. I am actually, even at the moment, I'm parenting myself, and at the same time, I have not escaped yet from what I've been doing for the longest. So it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I would say poetry has brought me a long way, because I would write. Most of these times, I would write. And when we are maybe in a pickup going to the farms with my parents, I would observe and see kids being kids. But I'm here. So I would write, because I feel like these are moments when if I share with my parents, they will not understand it. But I have to pour my heart out here on paper.
And I can see you being very emotional already.
Yeah.
It's okay. But there's a line here you're saying in the final paragraph: rise above, step and stride, be resilient and true. This word resilient has been associated with a lot of Kenyans' experiences. I think it's a good thing. It keeps you alert. You stay grounded. You stay standing. We need to stay standing.
Yeah.
Around all these pressures that we go through. For you, do you think resilience do you think it's a good thing based on everything that you've gone through? Do you wish maybe you'd never had to be resilient? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if I had to change my experiences and the challenges I've gone through, then someone would say they do not need to be resilient. But again, I don't feel like you can separate yourself from that, because whether you're going through childhood challenges, whether you're going through adulthood challenges, whatever challenge you're going through, you will need to be resilient. You have no choice. And resilience comes in many forms. That is just one aspect of it.
I agree.
Aside from that, there are a lot of things that are going on that will need resilience. So I don't feel like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It is a good thing, because at the end of the day, you will need it, and you will need to go over the other side every time you're facing a challenge. Otherwise, you'll get stuck on that, and it will be on your face forever. And now, we do not want to get there.
Totally, I agree with you, because at a certain point, all these things that we go through, they're here to improve us, to make us stronger and more knowledgeable. All these things that we go through are pretty much lessons.
Yes.
There's a line in your book that suggests transformation is both gentle and painful.
Yes.
How do you sit and deal with that duality? Bouncing off this conversation of resilience, of course. But now when it comes to transformation, it's painful, and at the same time, it's gentle.
Yes.
For you, how do you balance that duality? How do you make sense of it?
Absolutely true. You see, transformation has many faces to it, and it has some to transform. Sometimes you have to go through a painful experience.
Yes.
It might be you do not have a choice, and this is actually a painful experience for you. And at times, it is gentle, because there are people around you who actually are making it easier for you to get transformed, or for you to become, or for you to move from this side to the other side. But there is also this transformation that is painful, because this is, for example, you have nothing to do with what is happening,
yes,
or where you are in life, and then you have to actually put yourself out there, do all that you can do to get yourself from the position you are to where you really want to be.
Yeah.
I'll take my example. Coming from this family where we had limited finances, this is not my choice. This is just, I was just born there. But I have to make a conscious choice. I have to make my choice that this is not where I'll be.
Yeah.
I'll remain. This
Of
is
course.
not where I want my kids to be. And so there is a transformation that I have to go through. There are lessons, there are steps and strides I need to take for me to get out of that place.
Yeah.
There is a mindset shift that I have to change for me to get to the other side. So this is, I did not choose this, but I have a choice to change that.
Yeah.
So that is the both sides. And the easy side is that it's gentle because there are people around you to actually assist you through the process.
Yeah.
There are people cheering you on. There are people applauding you and saying you can do it. Come on to this other side because it's possible. So it is gentle in that way.
Yes.
And there's the painful part of it. Sometimes you see gold has to go through fire for it to be refined.
Totally.
And that is the painful part.
Yes.
But again, there's the better part of just transforming gently and becoming something beautiful.
A lot of your work touches on womanhood and resilience.
Right.
You know, as of course, Kenyan women have gone through it all.
Yes.
You know,
absolutely.
they've come from far. We are now at we're at a point. Of course, there's certain issues in society still, especially when it comes to women.
Yes.
There's a lot of GBV cases.
Very true.
In fact, I also read into a new word. It's called. So basically, there's a lot of violence against women now online.
That is technologically facilitated GBV.
There you go. TFGBV. I love it. Yeah, good word over there. But it's very shocking. And you would imagine that, the internet is there to empower women but somehow they're still being, treated unfairly.
Yes.
Why did you decide to, talk about womanhood and resilience in your book? From your perspective, I'm curious to, just to see it from your angle. What was going on when you decided to actually address women?
Very right. Womanhood and resilience. I feel like that really is a very important topic, even most important today more than ever, because the community I come from, the Turkana community, for the longest, but I feel like we are taking strides and we are coming up, but still we have a long way to go. We have not been empowered for the longest. Women have not been given the spaces they very well deserve for the longest. Women have not been viewed as leaders, as people who can actually do things in the society. And that has been from the longest, and from the culture that women or girls will be married off and will get all this dowry and maybe get rich. So from that perspective, and from my own life experiences and those of others, I felt like women mostly, I felt like women had to be resilient. Women from my community, women from pastoralist communities who have been behind for the longest have to be resilient. Even to go above the barriers that they've been facing, all the barriers that women are facing, aside from just being a woman. There are all these other cultural barriers, especially from these communities, and they are more than what men are actually facing. And I felt like without women being resilient, they will never get to where they want to be, or they will never reach their potential. And again, I've seen on this other side, women who have already gone miles far and doing very well in life. And these are also women. And looking back from their stories, they've also gone through the challenges that these other woman who has more challenges just because she comes from a certain community. They've also just gone through the challenges and actually went to the other side and became better and doing well in life. So the resilient part has to be there for a woman.
Yeah.
And that is why I wrote and I spoke more about womanhood and the resilience, because I've seen that in me, I've seen that in my mother, in all these women that I have interacted with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want women, especially, to feel when they read your books?
Absolutely. Becoming light should be, I feel like it will be a reminder. It's actually a reminder to people, women and everyone who is actually looking for light, who is in the darkness, and they want to come to this other side. They want to be enlightened. They want to awaken and rise up to their potential. I want people to know that they have it within them. Whatever the situation, whatever the challenge, there's always a voice deep within you that will calm you, that will transform you gently, and that will assist you to become light and to actually overcome everything that you are actually going through at the moment. And everything is within you. You just need to look within. There's a poem that I've written that you're crawling in dark, murky waters and you cannot see the light, not even the light at the end of the tunnel. But all along, you're lost. But one day you realize that whatever you're actually looking at from outside is always within you. You just need a spark to light that up, and now you are becoming light.
I'm curious, by the way, how do you protect your own light in a country, in a world, in a continent that is so full of darkness and toxicity? You know what I mean?
Yes.
How do you stay grounded? Yeah.
Okay, in my personal experience, I would say I do not work alone. I do not do anything alone. I am spiritual, and I know that there is a divine being, there is God that is actually above me and above everyone. And so I do not do anything or walk alone in this darkness or in whichever road I'm walking through. I am not alone. I know that God is within me. There's light within me. And I am capable of overcoming whatever challenge or whatever darkness that is there, as long as I am grounded and I believe that there is a divine being that is looking after me and actually directing my steps.
Nice.
So that has actually been my main my main anchor, I would say. Yeah.
That's also how you deal with your mental wealth, pretty much, using spiritual means.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Because you see, when you move out there and consume, I also try to limit what I consume, because I feel like it is possible to actually see that this might cause me more harm than good. Then why should I go on and do this? Then I can limit this. And whatever falls on me out of my own control, then I cannot do anything about that. And that is why there's God who actually assists me go through this. But aside from that, I'll also encourage seeing therapists, because this is something that is happening. Depression is real. Mental health is an important aspect of our lives. So there's also an avenue to always seek through. But for me, that works. God, writing does work, because this is also an avenue and a place you can process your feelings and actually write them down. And after that, you'll be feeling better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm definitely a big proponent of, therapy.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for guys to actually seek some therapy.
Yes.
And for me, I also believe in spiritual power.
Yeah.
Higher power. I believe when you pray.
Yes.
Yeah, when you surrender to Jesus, He can really sort you out.
Very
You know
true.
what I mean?
Very
And then you get a sense of peace. Obviously, you're still going to go through the human. You're going to go through the human experiences.
You're human at the end of the day.
But He's going to walk with you.
You're not in heaven.
You're not in heaven.
Yes.
So what are some of the projects that you're working on currently? What's on your, what's on your plan? I mean, what are you working on?
Yeah, at the moment, about becoming light, I felt like, you see, before when I had not published, I felt like after publishing, then that is it. Now I'm feeling good. I have put out my work out there.
Yeah.
But then I realized that this is just the beginning. This is day one.
Yeah.
I actually have a long way to go, because I'm planning on doing book readings.
Nice.
It is pre-launch. This has not yet been launched.
Good stuff.
So I am working and organizing a launch.
Yeah.
I'll be working with Allianz.
Nice.
I am yet to get exact dates, but tentative 28th February next year.
And you have to invite us.
I will invite you. I would like you to be there.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing thing.
Yeah. By the way, as a social justice advocate, with the work that you do, being a poet, a writer, a storyteller, how was it influenced your work? especially with regards to activism and
Yes.
Yeah, what's the correlation?
You see, social justice issues, poverty and unemployment, political instability, there are wars right now going on in our world. These are issues that, aside from studying about them, because I am doing a course about social justice, it is poetry brings it even more vividly. Because I feel like poetry gets way ahead of you before you can even get there. When we write about poetry and we write social justice issues, and this is what I actually do, there are some pieces here about this, about what is going on in our country, I feel like these words get to the right people and they evoke the right emotion that we need to act.
Yeah.
We need to find our power. Maybe we've lost it along the way. We felt like leaders have the power and they actually can control us or can lead us. But the truth is the people have the power to change anything and everything. So social justice, poetry, activism, these are all interconnected because these are not issues. Most of the time, yes, we will speak about this in conferences, but when artists and when a poet puts this down, then they bring it in the most vivid way and in the most, in a way that will really resonate with people.
I agree.
So I feel like poetry is an avenue and a medium to actually share these issues.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Brilliant. What's your advice to young poets, creatives, writers, authors who are trying to turn their pain into purpose?
Oh, wow. I have a word for them. I feel like whatever you go through, and this is what I know for sure, whatever you go through can either make you or break you. And it can also empower other people, or it can make them feel like you actually cannot come through pain and succeed. It is always a failure. So I feel like everyone, if people are able to let them use their pain as empowerment, let them use their pain as something to actually show people that I went through this and this is my scar, or these are my scars.
Yeah.
But now you look at the beauty after the scars, because I feel like it is possible to go through fire and come out even better. Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of that book, The Alchemist.
Yes.
It's a brilliant book.
Yeah.
And finally, what do you hope your readers?
Yes.
I think I kind of asked you this question. Would feel after reading this book. I think you touched on it. You wanna clarify?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, sour.
I really feel like, and I believe, that everyone who picks this book and actually reads it, they're actually going to find out that whatever they've been postponing over the years, whatever they've been putting away and saying, I am not good enough for this, this is not me, this is just reserved for other people who are more capable, this will push them to do that. If it's a book someone has been writing for 20, 15, 5 years, and they're always feeling like, no, it's not today. No, I would feel this book will actually encourage them to get out there and just do it, because at the end of the day, you will get people criticize whichever time you do. If you do today, tomorrow, 10 years, and over preparing. I also had that challenge. Like, you always feel like you need to do something extra. This is not yet perfect. This is perfectionist. Like, I feel like you will get out and do. If you want to sing, go ahead and sing. If you want to travel, go ahead and travel. If you want to change career, go ahead and do it, because the light is within you. And when you call upon God, when you pray, when you write down what you really want to do and to achieve in life, then for sure it is actually going to happen.
I love what you just said, because the light is within you. That's exactly what, I was listening to Maya Angelou today before I was coming to work, and she said, your purpose cannot be stolen.
Exactly.
Yeah, the people out here, maybe you're in a work environment that's very toxic. Maybe your family members are talking down on you. Maybe yourself, you're talking down on yourself.
It's possible.
As long as, just know these things were written even before you were born.
Very true.
as long as God decided that you're going to be an amazing writer,
Yes.
no one will steal that purpose from you.
Exactly.
I love how you put it.
Exactly.
That light within you will always stay shining.
It will always be there, no matter what happens.
But
no matter how you run away from it.
Yeah. But then let me ask you, is it true that for folks who have their light, you've discovered your purpose?
Yes.
Is it true that people like this naturally always go through so many tests? Yeah, it's almost as if for you to, before you actually, before you become.
Yes.
Like you're talking about becoming.
Yes.
You have to go, naturally, the law of nature is that you have to be tested.
You do have to be tested.
Yeah.
Because we need something good at the end of it all.
Yeah.
So whichever challenges or whichever weaknesses you might be having, and that can actually be tested and refined, you have to go through that. That is very true. For you to actually come to realize your purpose, I actually read a quote that you have to produce a lot of work and to do a lot of different work out there before you can actually realize that this is the work that I'm called to do. You can mostly find yourself doing a lot of things, maybe following what society is saying, maybe you're good at this, maybe this is what is marketable right now, just go ahead and do this. And maybe that is not what you really want to do. You'll do it to the end, but again, you still come back and feel very empty and feel like you are not actually doing anything. You're just living. But when you actually realize your purpose, when you know that this is actually what I was meant to do, and when you get to that point, then your life becomes better, you become fulfilled, you will be happy doing your work or your job every day, and now it will be a source of inspiration for you even to do more and more and more, because
Correct.
you're right on your path.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you don't have an audience.
Exactly.
It doesn't change the fact.
Very true. You just have to do it. Just do it.
Just keep on doing it.
Keep on doing it.
Yeah.
You never know when, what happens and when that happens.
I love it.
Yeah.
Naomi Elim.
Yeah.
Man, I've loved this conversation. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
Once again, that is Naomi Elim. She's an author, storyteller, and poet. She's got an amazing book right here. It's called Becoming Light. It's a collection of beautiful poems. Where can people find this book?
People can actually find this book at Noria Bookshop.
Yeah.
And they can order online and they can go there in person.
Yeah.
And people can also order this directly through me.
Yeah. Where can they find you?
They can actually find me on all my social medias handles.
Yeah.
Instagram is Elim the Poet.
Yeah.
TikTok the same. Facebook, LinkedIn, which I think I've been very active more than others.
Yeah.
Naomi Elim, just my full names.
Nice.
Yes.
Good stuff. Thank you so much, Naomi Elim.
Thank you.
It's been real. Guys, you can check in this book. Beautiful cover right there. It just feels good. It's also good on the fingers. The texture is just amazing. I love it, man. Is this on mine?
Yeah, that is your copy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.